Okay. Okay. And so this book, the synchronicities that happened around coming to do a chapter in this book was really, really special. My dear friend, Phoenix Samara, invited me to write the final chapter of this book, and it was on Mary Magdalene. Um, and part of the sort of beautiful irony is that as a child, I was called the rose amongst the thorns because I am the only female of like many, many males. Both I only have brothers and male cousins, and so they used to jokingly call me the rose amongst the thorns. And ironically, of course, my middle name is Mary, my mother's name is Mary, my daughter's middle name is Rose. There's sort of like this little piece of Rose lineage, and it's something that spoke to me quite deeply, particularly growing up with my father, who taught me quite a lot about Mary Magdalene and her gospel and her expression as well. And so I wanted to share a little piece, a little excerpt from the book, because part of what it includes is sort of a little bit of a quick a quick and dirty dirty is the wrong word, but a quick version of like what are some of the tools around manifesting and calling in heaven on earth into our reality. And um so I wanted to sort of preface it and share that, but also there's some beautiful like prayers that very much came through around healing for divine union and prayers of support related to that, as well as various just activations, if you will, around um, manifestation and different opportunities flying coming in. And so I thought I'd start by just sharing, and I might ask you to close your eyes and just receive this. And it's an invocation prayer of support. Um, and so I'm just going to begin, and I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to do a small teaching, and then I'm going to do a guided activation and a guided meditation. I release all stories of pain, fear, and grief, known or unknown, across time and space now. I call all my beautiful energy back to me now. I release all that is not mine and return it back to sender and back to source, now with love. I permanently, energetically shield myself with golden angelic mesh, protecting me from any negative or dark forces that are not operating from a place of absolute unconditional love and light. I am only available for unconditional love and reserves of angelic support. My resourceful soul asks for divine help and support from the goddess, from Uni, from Source. I am worthy of unconditional love and gracefully receive reserves of support. I offer myself mercy, kindness, gentleness, and compassion. I am open to receiving love. I am ready to be seen. I own who I am. I love myself. I radiate glorious love as a being of light. My reality is aligning and rebuilding around me with more love and support than I ever knew. I meet everyone with a loving heart, presence, and a desire to see them completely. My soul is supported, strengthened, and nourished, feeling happy, balanced, content, and peaceful. I am reconnected with my brothers and sisters who come into my field to co-create our destiny. I am clear with my intention and surrender and detached from the how, allowing and trusting the details to the universe so they can unfold to a vision even greater than I might know. I now choose to adjust my vibration to perceive the highest revelation of truth available to me. I allow myself to receive the miracles that light up my path. My soul path unfolds joyfully and quickly. I open my heart to receive more love than I ever knew possible. I allow myself to live in gratitude for abundance that flows to me. I receive healing key codes for my greatest good with ease and grace. I absorb great power and love, integrating effortlessly. I trust in divine timing and blessings, that everything is perfect for my plans, my words, projects, and desires. My creative energies rise to sublimely inspired new heights as the full power of my throat chakra is accessed for higher creation and expression. I curiously, patiently relax into the unfolding of my divine destiny now. I am prepared and ready for swift, powerful growth now. My foundation of spiritual strength is rooted deeply into Mother Gaia. Opportunities and resolutions reveal themselves to me. I am actively expanding, becoming a healing force on this planet. My divine destiny is manifesting and unfolding for the greatest good. I feel myself flourishing in all aspects of my life. I feel great clarity and receive confirmation of my intuition regularly. I ask the universe for divine assistance for what I need to fulfill my soul's purpose. Synchronicities bring me on spiritual schedule for my divine purpose. I'm just going to ask you to breathe in all together now. We're going to do 3 deep breaths together, raising our breath together now. Holding it at the top and just releasing. Feeling those words land. And again, breathing together on the inhale. Holding it at the top and releasing it now. And one more time all together. Breathing in. Holding it at the top and releasing now. And for those of you that may have joined a little bit late, just letting that sink in, letting that land. And just to share again, this is just a little excerpt from a chapter I wrote in a book called Secrets of the Goddess. I'll be including and sharing an excerpt of it on my website, so it's easily downloadable for you all. I'm super grateful for your time and energy to be here together, and I'm really honored that that you desired to be here together and to experience the magic of what some of these containers have looked like. I've been very, very grateful for some of the magic that has come through on some of the last beautiful calls that we've been doing together. And I wanted to just begin by maybe quickly summarizing a couple of the key takeaways for those of you that haven't had the opportunity to drop in the past. I'm conscious that there's many of us sort of on the. It's so nice to see everybody and just see thanks, Lizzie and Mindy. Feel free if you'd like to drop in where you're calling from in the chat as I just share a little bit. But I wanted to sort of, I guess, begin by sort of conveying a couple of key takeaways and points from previous classes that I was sharing on. And some of that is around last Thursday we spoke a little about the sacred no, and what am I saying no to in my life to create space so that I can bring in more of what my soul is calling for and more of what I desire. And sometimes that can look quite difficult, and there can be an energy of creation alongside a bit of destruction, in that, well, we can't necessarily build a house on top of a house. So it's like the wrecking ball sometimes comes through, and it's like, what do I need to release and let go of in my life in order to create spaciousness so that beautiful synchronicities can show up, people and opportunities and experiences can begin to emerge. And so some of what I had shared previously, and deeply personal, but I know for myself in my life, there's been these thresholds sometimes that I'll hit, and in order to sort of move on to sort of a greater level of receivership and being able to be in a flow of being able to receive, I've had to release things out of my life that were quite painful. And friendships that maybe I had to redefine, that were not as nourishing perhaps as they once were, as I was changing, for example. And
Mhm.
so that also very personally looked like an end to my marriage, which was super, super painful and extremely heartbreaking. And I really agonized over the conclusion of my marriage with my two children, and but also coming to a place where I I wasn't showing up as the version of myself that was demonstrating what a healthy, happy relationship necessarily looked like in that relationship anymore. And I was deeply lonely and deeply sad. And so it was like the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But by, you know, facing that and having to release it, eventually the rebuild became from a place of of hope, and of honestly, from a place of unconditional loving that I could rebuild from. And so I just share that because it's not all unicorns and rainbows when we talk about abundance and manifestation. Oftentimes there is this destruction and creation energy that's at play as we desire and create our intentions and our declarations to the universe. So one of the other um, pieces that we were working with in a previous call is this concept around what is it that I'm desiring to bring in, and how can I declare that to the universe? What am I and doing it from a place of like believability. It's like, how do you merge it's like the ladder of a believability. Can I believe and actually have a knowing that there is a version that is ready to receive the abundance that I am desiring. And so I I just I use this sort of as an example, and it sounds a little bit loopy, but I think some of my notes here, it's almost like there are other realities where we have already embodied this this aspect of our future self, and we're almost like timeline jumping, if you will, when we're calling in through meditation. We get ourselves into a deep meditative practice, and we are bringing in this and embracing and really embodying with an elevated sense, felt sense, as though it's already happening. And so when you can get yourself into a deep meditative state and really believe that the things that you are desiring are happening within your life here and now, it's like it's almost like I'm inviting, people be like, "Oh, that's crazy, like, that's a bit delusional thinking," or like, but it's almost like embracing that that the the opportunity to sink deeply into that sense of felt sense, and then to, like, reduce away the how reasonable it is, because the how of how these things can end up showing up for us is released to the universe and released to God, released to source. And so it becomes this beautiful opportunity to be in a state of expanded sense of self when we're in a deep meditative state, having the felt sense as though um, the things that we are desiring are happening. But it's not just a um, like, oh, I'm wishing that to have happened. It's almost like you're creating future memories and then actually like embodying them in that meditative state where you're then anchoring in and convincing yourself, because the power of our mind, like the research around the neuroscience around the research around the brain is absolutely mind blowing. So, like, I've studied with Dr. Joe Dispenza, and I'm a neurochange solution trainer. I had to teach him his work in order to receive that certification, and it's really fascinating when the various studies that have been done on the human brain and what we actually believe, what our brain, like, we're only using the small fraction of our brain as it is, and if we can, they've done studies, for example, that are published in, like, Harvard Business Review, where, like, even, piano studies where they've had, like, various groups where people, just imagining playing the piano and the chords versus actually playing the chords perform just as well when you're imagining playing the chords. So it's you can train through rehearsal and repetition what this looks like. And if we're waking up every morning and 95% of our thoughts are the exact same as the day before, and we're reliving these exact same thoughts with our limiting beliefs and subconscious programs running without interrupting them and jumping in and catching ourselves in these points where we might have limiting beliefs, we we run the risk of kind of just running through life in sort of a zombie state, if you will, right? It's like, how can we catch ourselves when we are having really difficult limiting beliefs? And it's not just say don't feel those things. It's not spiritual, like, I'm not suggesting spiritual bypassing, but it's like, for example, like, you receive a bill and you're like, "Oh my God," like, the initial feeling might be stressful, or like, "How am I gonna pay this?" Or like, getting yourself into a feeling of lack and scarcity, and like, your relationship with money is like being called into question. But what if those opportunities are a reframe, like, wow, that bill with BC Hydro, like, how lucky am I to have electricity and power, and that I can, my food is cold in the fridge, that I can have a hot shower. How can we reframe these opportunities? Every time we pay a bill, it's like having the opportunity to go out with friends and picking up the tab and being like, how grateful am I when I pay that bill, to be able to be in a position to share what I have to give. And so it's these micro opportunities that we have to reframe how we are showing up in our relationship with money and with abundance. Yeah, exactly, Nikki. I love this bill that affords me the opportunity to do what I do with it. Exactly. That's exactly it. And so we're playing with, like, our beliefs and also with our mindset around, like, okay, what we can choose new beliefs over time. It's like through consistency and persistence. And so it's that constant checking in consciously around what our subconscious beliefs are. And so a way to think about this, and there's a few different ways people have, like, framed this, and one of them is around this sense of, like, you're you're unconsciously um incompetent, if you will, around like maybe you're not seeing, like you're not really thinking about it and you're not really seeing these opportunities to change your beliefs or to see that the programs are running. And then over time, you become conscious of it. It's like, okay, now I'm conscious of my limiting scarcity beliefs or what these programs might look like. And then over time you're building that into be, okay, now I'm really conscious and I'm building up this competence around reframing these beliefs so that they become part of our mindset and part of our actual personality and we don't even have to think about them anymore. So, but it takes like consistent action and sometimes courageous action where we're hitting on those edges of being able to drop into the courageous action of also I guess getting behind the why you desire certain things is also absolutely critical. So, you know, I I'm gonna be really honest. Like I drive a Porsche Cayenne, right? And I love that car, not because it's a Porsche Cayenne and it's fancy or whatever. When I drive the vehicle, I have a sense of freedom, I have a sense of safety, I have a sense um of gratitude for its comfort and for my heated seats. And it's like it's not about the thing. Like I have great gratitude for the vehicle, but it becomes when I think about the items or the things in my life, it's the feeling behind it. Like what is my bigger why and connecting into the bigger why. And like for me, the the bigger why when I think about why I'm doing this or like my soul's mission is to like ignite in other people their souls knowing of that they are 100% capable of redefining their entire experience on planet Earth. Like honestly, we have the absolute ability to create our own reality by reframing our thoughts and which are directly impact our feelings. And when we have that sense felt, like that sense of feeling, it impacts our experiences, how we're showing up, our relationships, and everything else. So, like for me, it was about connecting with my bigger why. And so I went into a deep like meditative state and I actually connected with the universe at various points. And I was like, I don't want to be worried about money. I don't want to be worried or scared about how I'm going to provide for my children or how I'm going to put food on the table or these sorts of things. I want to be in service. I want to be in a state where have a sense of felt freedom and that the experiences and opportunities and people that are flowing into my life are enhancing my ability to give back and share the light that I have to share. And so I think and it doesn't have to be necessarily like, oh my gosh, I have this enormous soul purpose of like, being in deep service or like, necessarily it can be something bigger like I want to retire my spouse. I want my family to feel this sense of security and freedom of worry. And so I think it's like diving into some of that is also I think really important. So it's like figuring out what your why is, getting into a meditative state, raising our frequency and our vibration and harnessing our light. So like when we are in these deep meditative states, then we have the ability to like really tap into these like the subatomic particles that like make up who we are. And we're able to like look at our frequency and our vibration and be able to like have the consciousness to how can I raise my light quotient so that I am my cells, like the cells in my body, the atoms in my body are actually vibrating at a higher level. And how do I hold that vibration so that I'm able to share with others that sense of light. And so I feel like there's a lot of things that go into like the frequency that we operate from, and some of these things are our emotional state. It's like, okay, well, how can we improve our emotional state? And if we're not in a good place, I'm not saying don't feel those things, but it's like, where are the points of gratitude within your life that you can find points of gratitude? So for me, for example, that could be real, like I've had like really, very s- significant lows where I was like, okay, I need to like find the gratitude. And it was kind of like, I'm grateful for this warm cup of tea. I'm grateful like for that going down my throat and for this lemon water. I'm grateful for the how green the leaves are when I go out for a walk, or like, and how beautiful nature is, and how Mother Earth holds me, and how she she is helping to transmute my pain with every step I take. Like finding these joyful points within our day-to-day experiences where we can begin to like kind of harness of this energetic frequency of being in a state of gratitude, because the gratitude is something like a gratitude practice, bringing that into your lives. And there's lots of ways to do that. Like one of the exercises you could do after this, just as an example, is like writing out, what are all the things, who are all the people, what are all the experiences, all the memories you have that you are so grateful for. Like our past is an example of proof that we have experienced such wonderment and such beauty. And it's like, what are these beautiful things that we can bring in? And Lizzie, yes, oh, I love this conversation too. And so it excites me just to bring it in and to talk about these things. And so really, I sort of I want to share like the actual practice of gratitude, writing gratitude statements, really understanding that it is through the gratitude in this moment that I can be gratitude for the future self and the version of myself that I am drawing to me in the 3D here and now. And so the ways that we can connect deeper to source are often through nature. So, a practice that I have, I love going for walks. Diana knows that she sees me on the seawall all the time. I love just getting out my front door and getting out into nature and feeling the ocean, feeling the trees, the little dogs walking around. Like I really like acknowledge all these beautiful beings and trying to really see everyone that I meet as the highest version of themselves in every single human that I'm interacting with. So it's like, how do I show up in a place of love and unconditional love with every interaction that I'm having? And of course there's days where I'm like, I'm a mom of two, and I'm working, and I have these moments of stress. But like, what can I do to baseline myself into my own physical practices? Yeah, thanks, Lizzie. Like nature lights me up every day too. It's like just feeling that. Also physical movement is just so wonderful. It's wonderful for the soul, like having like any kind of physical movement practice, whether that's like a workout, it is again raising your frequency and your vibration, but also um it could be yoga, it could be, if you weightlifting, it can be whatever that is. So it's like, do you have a meditative process? Is it that you have like a tea ceremony and you're really like, I want to like, just really mindful of like, wow, what is my process around making this cup of tea and taking that time for myself, or your lemon water and how this is cleansing my body, and like really setting those intentions into the water. The power of the water is absolutely, it's something like When I have my water, I literally am like, how to sending love into my water that I'm going to consume, or when I'm cooking for my family, how do I create those opportunities, sending love into the food that I'm preparing. And then through repetition and opportunities for repeating this, it becomes easier and easier. And so that for me has looked like creating passwords that I'm repeating all the time, that I feel a sense of gratitude, or like that I'm bringing in these really warm and beautiful thoughts into my life over and over again, or through screensavers, or through I have a vision board in my room, and I love the practice of creation of vision boards, and it is something I do, like a 1 day creation process with that, because it's like, how do you create the feelings as you're picking the photos that you're putting in, and then how do you come back to it and meditate within it in a different way? And it's like, I love playing with the energetics of those things. So it's really about like amplifying your energetic field. Nikki, I love that. Kissing a tree every day. Exactly. I think I also just sort of maybe what I can do is just also op I want to open it up for any questions in just a moment before we go into a guided meditation, but I want to just sort of share that, you know, having energetic slumps is okay, and it happens. And it's like, the ways that we can bring ourselves out of that, it's like, who are we surrounding ourselves with? What are the conversations? What are we consuming, both like from a food perspective, from a media perspective? What are the podcasts or the music that we're listening to? Is it uplifting? Is it something that we're raising our vibration and our frequency, or is it bringing us down? And then even being able to think about light in a way that I am the light. I have a light heart. The word light is actually energetically can move the energy, and it's something to play with, and can sort of like, when we hit up against invasive negative thoughts, it's like, how do we send those thoughts love and light, and be like, what are you trying to teach me? And thank you for that. But maybe I'm not right. I, I'm certainly guilty in the past of having, reoccurring negative, thoughts of anxiety and things like that, and being in those loops. And it's like, okay, what is that trying to show me? Where is that happening in my body? What is that? What does that look like? How can I send it more love? What is it trying to teach me? What is this? And being able to work with that energetically as well. Um, so I've got a little question here, and I love answering it. So what's your take on attracting versus allowing things to come in? I know there's a distinct difference. Would love to hear your thoughts on this. Thanks so much for the question. I love this question, Nikki. So for me, I feel like there's a absolute sweet spot. So I've had some like absolutely astonishing like manifestations happen, and I would love to story tell, but I'm so conscious of our time together. And so, but and I maybe towards the end I'll share like one or two, but I find that for me, it's a combination of when I'm setting the intention of things that I want to be attracting to my life. So I'm setting the intention and feeling my why, and but also creating space. And so when I create more space, then I often have more beauty drop into my life, because if I'm so busy with the doing, then and like and this isn't to say you do have to take courageous, consistent action for your desires, and like figuring out what those stepping stones sort of look like. If you have a big juicy desire, it's like, how do you break that into smaller steps, and create sort of a believability of being able to get there? Because half of it is like, what do you believe? So if you're gonna be like, I'm going to manifest $1 million, or, I'm going to do a $10 million raise, or I'm going to like, do you believe that you can do that in yourself? And so it may mean pulling that back some and being like, okay, I'm gonna, this month I'm going to earn X amount, or and it being a stretch, but pushing you into a new place. Then it's like, wow, that was actually really easy. And now, and also asking the universe for signs. So something we were playing with in the in our last calls was one of my sisters sort of did this declaration to the universe and was like, okay, if I'm supposed to be in this program, show me the money. This is what she did. This is Maggie. And she did a beautiful testimonial about it. And she was like, show me the money if I'm supposed to be in this program, universe, right? And literally she woke up in the morning. She had a donation come in from like an old client that she had worked with. She had a new client book her and prepay, and like a series of things happened, and she was just like, I have the money for the program. This is crazy. Like, what's happening here, right? And it was like that declaration to the universe of like, I'm I'm desiring to live my life in a bigger way and in purpose. And this is sort of what came in. And so Nikki, I think like for me, I when I create space, beautiful things have happened. So um like my current relationship's an example of this. So like I literally had a download, and I was deeply listening from the universe, and I was super hesitant, but I was supposed to fly my children to Paris to meet their dad, and finding I was supposed to fly them to Paris, and then I was trying to figure out how to fill a month before I had a work trip in Poland, and then I was going to go to Biarritz in the south of France to meet the kids and then bring them home and spend a week with them in France. And so I had a month where the kids go to France every year with their dad, and I was bringing them to France, and I was like, okay, I was gonna go to Portugal and fill the time with Berlin. I'm gonna, here's what my plan is. And I had this massive listening of just like, you're not going. It was like a full, like, you're not going. And 2 days before my flight on Thursday, right after that, my former husband messaged me and said, where are you going after Paris? I'm like, I'm not 100% sure yet. It looks like I'm probably going to Portugal. And, this is, I just have to book that flight, but this is my plan. And he was like, I did like Air France accompaniment like 10 times as a kid. It's so amazing. You go through your own immigration. Kids won't even sit next to an adult. Like it's super safe. They have their own attendant. Like it's direct flight. I'll pick them up in Charles de Gaulle. Like what do you like? You don't need to fly them here if you don't have a specific plan. And I literally changed the flights 2 days before, and I went into a deep meditation after I dropped them off. It was a big like, come, how do they feel about this, and like all of those conversations, and they were like, it's an adventure, and we came to a good place on it, and it was smooth and perfect. And I came home from the airport, because when you do that, you wait till they're like in the air before you leave the airport, because you never know what could happen. And I went into a deep meditation, and my partner messaged me, and was basically like, long story short, like, there's this training opportunity, and someone dropped out, and by chance, would you be interested in attending this training? It starts tomorrow. And put me in touch with the person that was instructing the program, and got to chatting with her, and she basically was like, I feel like you're supposed to come and help hold the space, like you're supposed to be here. I don't even know what's happening. You're a full yes. Like, she's like, for free if you can come. And like, this was literally like how we ended up like starting our journey together. And it's just like that deep listening. And then the synchronicities that started happening after that, like, just like mind blowing. You're just like, I'm like, oh, the only thing I have planned is I might go to like Vernon to like check on my lakefront property up there in between tenants. It's like, oh, my dad lives in Vernon. We get to my property. It's like my sister lives next door. Like it's just like you're kind of like, what's happening right now? I don't even know. And so I feel it was by the creation of that space though. And literally I couldn't have said yes to all those things unless I had canceled going to Europe. And so I came back into meditation. I was like literally like, okay, universe, like show me what's supposed to happen here because I booked off work. No one even really knows I'm still in town. Like what's happening? And so creating that space, if we're stuck in a busyness cycle, I was a person that avoided a lot of my feelings by being so busy. I was a total workaholic. Wasn't, I wasn't present for myself to go inwards. And I missed out. It's all perfect and I can see, but I had to learn how to really like slow down and to give myself those opportunities in that spaciousness. Nikki's saying, okay, so, and it may not be how you do it, but what level of vibration you're at to allow it to come in. Yeah. So I think it is a combination though of courageous action that does still have to happen. You do need to take the steps for the courageous action to happen so that you're bringing these things in. If you just stay back and be like, okay, I'm just like just ready to receive like and do nothing, that's also not gonna I don't know that that will also bring forth the experiences. So but I think the question that I raise for myself is like, what are the people, the opportunities, and the experiences that are going to elicit a feeling of a sense of freedom in my body where I can feel that expansion rise so that my frequency rises and I'm in a flow state, right? And so yeah, I just wanted to maybe share a little bit about that. Is there any other questions? I might drop us into a guided meditation now. We're coming up on quarter two. Um, any just last kind of questions or it's okay to come off of the chat as well. Can your dog join the meditation? Absolutely, Nikki. Yeah. Jay, I don't know if you're there. Do you want to just share anything briefly before we drop in? I don't know if you're able to.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm just still integrating from that weekend pretty
I
deeply.
know, it's
So,
so huge.
yeah. So maybe I'll just leave it there for now, if that's okay.
No problem. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely, babe. Yeah. Yeah, we had a really big weekend. We were at Interstellar in the Okanagan. It was a pretty incredible event, as Nikki knows, and yeah, it was really incredible. Um, okay, so I think if there aren't any sort of questions, I'm gonna just invite you to get really comfortable. If you feel like lying down, you are super welcome to lie down. I'm going to invite you to just make yourself really comfortable. You're welcome to stay seated. If you want to go off of camera, you're so welcome to do that as well. And I'm going to just drop us into a guided meditation. Okay. So I'm just going to begin by dropping us in. And many of my meditations begin in a similar way, in that I'm going to ask you to go ahead and take a few deep breaths with me here together. So breathing in all the way into your womb space, into your core of your belly, and holding it there, feeling the breath fill your body and just releasing it. And when we're releasing, we're going to be imagining stagnant energy moving out of the body, anything that's no longer serving us. And as we breathe in, we're breathing in more light, more love, more presence, allowing that breath to really light up every cell in our being, holding it a little bit at the top and releasing it when it's comfortable for you to do so. We're going to do one more together, breathing all the way in, all the way to the top, and just allowing that energy to flow out. Anything that is no longer serving, just releasing that breath out to the cosmos and allowing it to be received. And now we're just going to imagine your beautiful body, just seeing it in the most relaxed and beautiful state, allowing you to feel your toes, bringing this beautiful white light up from the earth through the feet and ankles, drawing this crystalline diamond light up through the calves into the knees, allowing it to radiate up through the quads, up through the thighs, all the way up to the glutes, through your pelvis, feeling your whole womb space, all of your sex organs filling with light, allowing this beautiful radiant light to move all the way up through the belly button, allowing this light to radiate, this diamond crystalline radiant light, filling every cell of our body, moving up the torso, into the lungs, expanding through the heart space, and allowing this energy to flow all the way up, up, up. Breathing it in, allowing this energy to flow through our arms and up through the throat, filling with light, more and more light, up through your beautiful jaw, your cheeks, your nose, through your eyes, feeling this light radiate through your eyes and through your entire head as you feel the crown of your head opening and allowing it to open to divine protection, feeling a waterfall of cosmic radiant light, angelic light, diamond crystalline light flow in from the cosmos all the way through the crown of your head, radiating all the way down, waterfalling this energy down, feeling the expansion of every cell, every subatomic particle inside of your body, every atom beginning to vibrate at a higher and lighter frequency, allowing this energy to roll all the way through the body, all the way from the crown, all the way through the face, through the throat, through the heart, all the way down the torso, and feeling it move through the legs and out through the feet. And now moving it through this beautiful diamond crystalline ribbon that is dropping out of the base of your spine, allowing it to move through the layers of Mother Gaia, through the soil, through the rocks, through the molten lava, through the waters, feeling the granite, feeling the crystals, feeling all of these layers and layers of Mother Gaia through the beautiful soil, going down deeper and deeper into the core of Mother Earth. And as you approach the core of Mother Earth with this beautiful ribbon of crystalline light that is radiating all the way from the crown of your head, all the way through your being and through the base of your chakra, and all the way through. And as it approaches Mother Gaia's core, you can feel this energetic surge of her loving unconditional acceptance and radiance in her co-design and desire to see you filled with her light. She is so grateful to receive your energy, your love, this radiant light from you, and she is accepting and receiving and transmuting anything that needs to be laid down on the earth now, allowing this beautiful energy to radiate up from Mother Earth's core, up through the layers, so many beautiful layers of the earth, of Mother Gaia, up back into your body and feeling this unconditional love radiating out across every cell of your being. And as we radiate this loving light all the way up back to our crown, we feel this absolute, beautiful, incredibly healing rainbow of connection up through to the cosmos, as though we are connecting in to something absolutely greater, absolutely all loving, absolutely infinite. And it is though we are in space, suspended in the cosmos, allowing this beautiful energy and this connection with the universe to flow in through our crown in this beautiful rainbow, angelically supported way, knowing that you are fully surrounded and supported by beings of angelic light. All of your angels and guides are here with you now, feeling their presence, their love, all the healed ancestors surrounding you, placing their hands on your back, on your heart, filling you with all the love that you could ever expect to experience in this beautiful life. And feeling now as this cosmic rainbow through these galaxies, through these star systems, radiating all around you as you're suspended in this cosmic void of beauty. Feeling now this amplification of your energy, calling in to your presence, your intention of what it is you desire to feel in this next wave, this next iteration, this next version of you that we are calling in, allowing this beautiful amplification of your energy, feeling source all around you, connecting in to the creative matrix of the cosmos and calling out your declaration into the universe of what it is that you desire so that you can be of great service to your brothers and sisters on planet Earth, so that you can be in your soul's harmony, your soul's destiny, to share the things that are not work for you, that are easy for you to give, so that you can receive in perfect alignment and perfect flow. And seeing these beautiful stars all around you as a web, as a cosmic web. You are a weaver. We are all weavers, and the cosmos is all around us. And we're seeing now these beautiful golden rays between all of these stars, allowing this radiance, feeling yourself in the middle of the cosmos with all of these radiant stars and all of these lines coming from your heart space out to the cosmos, to the various stars, feeling this creative matrix all around you of all the people possibilities, all of the creations that you are birthing, allowing this creative cosmic weaving to happen for you to be fully supported by this gorgeous web of starlight, allowing and knowing that whatever you desire around your business, your love, your purpose, your passion, that your abundance is flowing to you in the soul harmonic resonance of the galaxy that is raising you up, that is hearing your frequency, that is allowing this to be easeful and with grace for you to receive signs from the universe that you are on the right path, that you are open to receiving guidance, wisdom, signs from the universe, that what is meant to you is coming to you, allowing this beautiful energetic as this energy radiates through your whole core, allowing these waves of energy to move through your body, allowing any energetic blocks in the field, in the physical field, in the mental field, in the cognitive mental field, into the spiritual field, into your soul's level of this plane of existence, allowing more expansion, more light to radiate and come into this vessel now, and feeling the felt sense of what it feels like to have your holy, sacred desire to come to you now, to have your soul's purpose laid out for you more deliberately, more with ease, more with grace, and just feeling your entire spirit being lifted and elevated as we feel this beautiful energy radiating all throughout our entire being, allowing all of the beautiful energy flowing through us and allowing anything in the field to be released now, feeling the root chakra, all of the any scarcity beliefs around security, all of your needs are met. You are absolutely taken care of. Your soul is in alignment and flow. And we are releasing anything out of the base chakra now that is holding you back from knowing that all of your needs are not only met, but you are overflowing with what you can give. And allowing this energy to rise up into the sacrum, allowing your beautiful sexual center, your creativity, your void of what you can create and what you can birth to be here with you now, to allow more and more light into this space, to allow this cosmic birthing of your desires to happen easily, and allowing your beautiful womb space, your beautiful sacral channel to absolutely be lit up with angelic, radiant, violet flames now of what can be cleared that is no longer serving you out of your womb space, healing your womb space, and allowing beautiful abundance to flow to you now. Building this energy up and feeling it now through your solar plexus, through the base of your ribs into your gut sense of knowing your power center, allowing this beautiful angelic power, your will to feel absolutely vibrant as we continue to radiate these waves through the universe, is sharing that felt sense that this is coming to you now, that you are releasing anything holding you back from using your divine will to bring about courageous action into your life for the things that you desire, and raising this energy up to the heart space and feeling the unconditional love and radiance as it moves out through us, allowing you to receive more love than you knew that you could handle in this physical vessel, feeling the expansion of this unconditional love as the energy moves up to the throat and allowing anything that is blocking the throat chakra to be released, allowing that to be cleared so that you can use your voice and your truth in the most effortless way, allowing any blockages, anything that has been holding you back, any old stories, old patterns, any old blockages, oaths, vows, anything that is no longer serving your highest good to be removed and to be released as you so desire of your free will, as your choice in this moment, as you desire across time and space, and allowing this energy to move up to your third eye, knowing that your intuitive knowing and knowledge is being expanded, 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 opened, allowing your third eye to be blowing it open, allowing it to expand so that your sense of knowing the next steps to take and come in intuitive knowing and intuitive sense with ease, allowing this third eye to ripple and open your sense of knowing, your sense of inner trust and guidance, your higher self being able to communicate with you in a more streamlined, beautiful line as it's connected, and feeling in the cosmos again, all of these beautiful lines lighting up, lighting up, lighting up, as all of this huge web is just holding you in the cosmos, as this energy raises up through your crown and expands out to the cosmos as you feel the felt sense in your body as though it has already happened, as though it is already there, as it is already done. This version of yourself already knows. Allowing this sacred web of possibilities as the cosmic weaver that you are, allowing this glowing sphere of love all around you, this radiant starlight to light up your whole vessel. Light up, light up, light up. Expanding, expanding, expanding. Feeling your frequency raise. And then allowing this rainbow of energy just to go out as a cosmic signal into the universe, and requesting signs and signals from the universe to show you what your next steps are and what you are to do, to connect with your mentors, your guides, to people, places, and opportunities so that you can be held in the highest light, the highest timeline, and the most love. And allowing yourself now to feel this energy radiating back into the center of your being, allowing it to come into a still place, feeling this beautiful energy as you return down to the earth, landing on the earth, feeling your sit bones, your feet on the earth, allowing your body to feel heavy as you move your fingers and toes, knowing that you are returned back with all of this beautiful, highly amplified energy radiating, coursing through you, which will continue to work for 24 hours for the next 7 days, allowing you to integrate with ease and grace and coming back to the body. And I'm going to ask us to take a few deep breaths together. And when we do, I'm going to ask you to hold the breath at the top. And we're going to say 3 alms together as we breathe out. Breathing up into the crown of the head, holding it at the top, feeling this beautiful energy, and just releasing it with an om. And again, we're going to raise our breath up, all the way up, 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 up. holding it at the crown, feeling it radiate through our whole being, and allowing this Om to come through now. Om. And finally, our last breath together, building, allowing this beautiful breath to come all the way up, radiating through every cell in our body, holding it, feeling it, and releasing. Om. Tutataya, tutaya, nutakaya, seya, toya. For your highest, integrating with love and light. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so grateful for all of you. If you have any final thoughts, love to feel free to drop them in the chat or just share even one word to depart together with. Mine is gratitude. I'm so grateful for all of you beautiful souls. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. Coming back into ourselves. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jessica. What a gift. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to drop off. I love you all. We start on Wednesday if it radiates, if it feels in alignment. We start every Wednesday. Appreciate Alice will be there. Kurt will be there. We are going to be dropping in. Jay will be there. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. So we're going to be doing this 9:30 to 11 on Wednesday mornings for 8 weeks. We journey together, and I'm holding the energetic container. There's over a dozen people that have signed up already, and we're building this grid of this container, and the more beautiful souls that we have, the more potent this is going to be. So I'm so grateful for your time, your energy, your attention, and being open to the journey together. We're going to be diving very deep into all sorts of things, and there'll be journal prompts and exercises and guided meditations that you'll be taking with you along our journey together. And I love you all. I'm going to drop off now. And thank you so much. Hi, Alice. Thank you for such a lovely and beautiful meditation. Thank you so much. They really appreciate you. Have a lovely evening. Bye.